Hi, so what's up guys, this is Akshay here and today we're going to cover a very standard problem of sorting the colors. Let us read the question. So given an array of n objects colored red, white or blue, sort them in place. What is in place that you're not allowed to use any extra space, do some modification in the inbuilt array and return it. So that the objects of the same color are adjacent with the colors in the order of red, white and blue. So we have integers here 0, 1 and 2 representing the colors. We must solve the problem without using the library sort function. So that's great. Obviously, if you have used a sort function, then there is no use of this question, right? Okay, so again we will start from the brute force. So the brute force technique is again sorted, and this is not asked in the question, so we'll just skip this technique. Method 2 is we'll solve it in O of n and O of 1. So the algorithm name here is Dutch national flag algorithm. So this is some background. You can read these things that where it come from. So let me show you how it is done. So your existing elements are 2, 0, 2, 1, 1 and 0. So there are three colors, so that is why we'll maintain 3 pointers, right? So low would be pointing to 0 element, and I'm using to iterate in my given array, and it will be actually pointing to 1, and then high is to handle the element which is actually 2, right? Let's do iteration. So low and m. So first of all, low and m would be pointing at 0 index and high at last index, correct? So we're gonna see that if your m is also used for iterating in the current element, so I'll be at this m point and I will say my element here is 2, right? So which of the pointer was handling 2? It was h. So just swap it to your h index, and whatever the element there is, just point it back to m. So what would be the next sequence of array elements? It would be 0 and 2 here, and the rest of the elements will remain same, that is 0, 2, 1 and 1, correct? Then again you have done this thing, so you have fixed your h index here, so do an h minus minus, so your new h would be nothing but it would be present here, and l and m remain same. Now the m index is again pointing to 0, so 0 should point to which index, to which pointer? L. So L, so swap it with the L. So coincidentally L is also here, so we'll just swap it here, and then we'll move the m pointer and L pointer ahead. So the next sequence of elements with our pointers would look like this. So head would be here, and L and m would be pointing to this index. Now again, what is the element at m? It is again 0, so again swap it with the L index, because L is handling 0. So again coincidentally L is also here, so we'll just swap it here, and we'll move L plus plus and m plus plus in the right hand side direction. So what are the sequence of elements next and the pointers? So it would be h here and L and m, correct? Now the m index is actually having an element 2, which was getting handled by h index, so I will again swap it. So swap it with your h index, right, and rearrange the elements. So what would be our next sequence of elements? The elements would be 0, 0, 2, so it is swapped, so 1, 1, 2 and 2, great. And since we have handled the h index, so do an h minus minus, right? And now L and m would be at the same point. Now m is actually pointing to the element which is 1, which is supposed to handle the 1 we decided in the initial part, right? So in that case we'll just move m pointer ahead and m would be pointing here. Now we have to stop this condition. You can clearly see manually as well that there is no need of fixing it, and we have found our array. So what is our stopping condition? Your stopping condition will look like this. Well, L is less than your m is less than equals to h. Please pause this video, try to implement the rest of the logic, and then we can see the video, the code. Okay, so I hope you were able to do it. So that's the entire code here. So this also known as Dutch national flag algorithm is also a variant of horse partition we'll see in the quick sort. So we have 3 pointers, and then we have while mid less than equals to high. We have the 3 cases. We handled for 0, then we have handled for equals to 1. We just move the mid pointer, and if it is mid is actually pointing to 2, swap it with a high and do a minus minus, right? So that is it. What would be the time and space complete for this approach? Clearly O of n. So yeah, that was the code, right? So again, what is the time? O of n, and space as O of 1. So let us hit the submit button for this code. Also here's the code side by side for Java and C++, so you can see both of them. And yes, few last thing, that's my DSL repository. Start on fork to get it with the source code, and let us meet again in the next video. Till then.